Hey everyone, this is Anitra Rice signing on again for another episode in this grief journey. Um, this actually feels pretty good to come on. So far, only like 5 people have seen these videos, but that's okay because I hope that maybe the 5 people have somehow benefited from what I'm sharing. Today is Saturday, January 11th, 2020, and it's been a little over a month since my Josiah um, left into eternity. I'm doing this vlog as a kind of like a journal, I guess, and I just want to come on and talk about just some things that I'm experiencing today. Today, I'm actually going over his memorial book with addresses and everything, and I'm writing thank you cards. I was talking to my pastor, a dear friend of mine, and today I felt strong. Yesterday I felt strong. I still cry every day, but I'm in a deeper place of acceptance, and I was feeling guilty about it. I was feeling really, really guilty, like, why am I not writhing in pain and just, unable to function? And why am I able to function? Why am I able to do things like this, like write the thank you cards? And why am I able to sing songs? Why am I able to smile? Why am I able to laugh? Why am I able to joke? And I think part of it is just part of me, just to laugh and joke and to find silly things and everything. But my pastor friend, my friend, said to me some really encouraging words, and she said, "Don't despise the Lord's healing, and to embrace the Lord's healing." That does not mean that I am not deeply affected by my baby's passing. I think for me, I'm noticing how I'm affected by it in different ways. Well, yeah, I'm able to function. Yeah, I'm, doing certain things, but for me, it's finding purpose. For me, has been something that is really helping me to move forward. Josiah and I, that's my baby, Josiah. Josiah and I are really close. I say are because that kind of love just doesn't die. It's, it's eternal. And we're very close, and are very close. And there was nothing left unsaid as far as me being his mother. He knew how much I loved him. He knew all of the things that I regretted as far as how I parented him. I confessed them to him, like, I wish I would have done this differently and that differently. And we had time to talk about it and work through those things throughout the years, because I'm so intentional about healing and because I know how it impacts my children. And I'm just passionate about that. And so because of that, Josiah and I had these amazing conversations that I think a lot of parents haven't had with their children. And so for me, I have this peace in moving forward with him, that because of the way that I intentionally parented him. And so I don't know, because I also am very, very aware of his mental health struggles. He took his own life. He completed suicide. And while I wasn't shocked that he completed suicide, it definitely, I was shocked in the sense that it happened, but I wasn't surprised that it happened. That's better to say. I was shocked because it's still this trauma, but I wasn't surprised. He struggled for a long time, and we worked diligently he and I, to get him help into in so many different ways. And we had so many conversations about suicide and suicide awareness, and we had so many conversations about his mental health and all these different things. And so I wasn't surprised, although I was still shocked because he was gone. But all of those things, because we had such a close relationship, I don't know, I think maybe in God's grace, I don't know, and I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. I'm not crippled by the loss of my son. Where I'm at right now is I'm feeling extremely empowered to do the things that we talked about for destigmatizing mental health and working in the community, working with African American men, and just working with families in the inner city. Things that we talked about, things that we were both very, very passionate about. So I've been working to complete his poetry book. That's something that I've been working to do. That's giving me purpose. I'm working to complete the book that I was writing when he was alive. The night that I found out he had completed suicide. I had just finished, I think, a chapter, two chapters, or one chapter, something like that day. And I reached out to him, but he didn't return my call. So I'm working to complete that, because that was along the vision that we talked about. And it's helping me to move forward. Something that I did notice today, how grief has impacted me, is because of the trauma of having to bury my firstborn son. I noticed that little things they impact me more greatly now. So I think I'm all out of my tea. So I was looking for these special cards for the thank you cards. We have like two different kinds, and I couldn't find them, and I just had this panicky feeling. I knew it wasn't a big deal, but it was this panicky feeling that I had of like, oh no, like and I knew that it was the tenderness of grief, and that it really wasn't about the cards. And so I was just able to love myself through it, and to be kind and to myself and compassionate to myself, and go, oh, this is a manifestation of the grief, and just to be patient and say, okay, Anitra, it's okay. You will get them later. And then come to find out my sister-in-law had them, and I was on accident. And but I just noticed like that, even just waiting for my youngest son, his school placement test results for high school, just the wait for that was the anxiety. Like there's a normal anxiety, a good anxiety, when you're waiting for something like that, especially if it's something you really desire. And it was there, but this was more pronounced. It almost felt excruciating and unbearable. So I had to do something to distract myself so that I wouldn't think about it. And come to find out, my youngest son got into the high school of his choice that he tested for. And I'm grateful. Josiah would be so proud we're so close as a family. And it's the school that is a rival to his former high school. And it's one of the top high schools in the city. And Josiah went to one of the other top high schools in the city. And these particular schools have a long standing history of rivalry. And I went to the school that my youngest son has been accepted into. And Josiah knew he was applying to this particular school instead of the school that he went to. And and the test was back in November. And I just know within myself that he knows. If you're watching this, and this is and you know someone who is going through this or has gone through this, and or just dealing with grief in any capacity, I want to recommend a book to you. I'm going to pause this and go get the book. Okay, I'm back. So I wanted to recommend a book that has really, 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 really blessed me during this time. It's called Room of Marvels, and it is written by James Bryan Smith. It is a story about heaven that heals the heart. It is a work of fiction, but some of the things that I read in here, I've kind of experienced with the death of my baby. And just reading about it, it just resonated profoundly with me, and it brought me so much peace. And for me, Josiah, it feels like I absolutely know he's physically not here. I absolutely know that he is I absolutely know that he is at peace, and that he's beyond just at peace. He's experiencing immeasurable joy. But I know that physically, I know I buried my son. I was there. I saw his body. I saw the casket and all those things. And I was there. But at the same time, I know that Josiah is more alive than I am right now, if that makes sense. And what I mean is that Josiah is no longer encased in this human flesh. He's no longer bound by time. He's no longer decaying. He is free. He's free. And for me, it really feels like Josiah is on this long, extended, wonderful vacation that is just like extraordinary. And he's having a blast, the time of his life. And there is absolutely no reception and no way for him to just go and be like, hey, mom. And I can't call him and be like, oh, baby, guess what? Or tell me, so what's going on? How's everything going? I can't do that. And I often say when I'm praying, I'm like, Lord, can you give my baby a hug for me? Can you kiss his face? Josiah, ever since they were little, I would take my hands and I would cup their faces like this, and I would just look at them, or it was just a way for me to express my love. And up until then, my guys are big. Josiah was 20 when he passed in December, and Jaden just turned 19, and Nicholas is 14. And I still just lovingly touch my baby's faces. And it was something that Josiah actually really, he loved that. He loved for his mom to just, gently touch his face. And so I pray and I say, Lord, can you just hold his face in your hands and just kiss him for me and tell him that your mommy says she loves you and she misses you? And I just imagine Josiah doing what, I don't even know what he's doing, but I imagine him just getting these random hugs. Because I'll ask the Lord, I'm like, Lord, can you just have somebody, if you don't, can you have somebody just give my baby a hug right, right now and kiss his face? So I could just picture him doing whatever, and then randomly somebody will just hug him like, it's from your mom, man. She said she loves you, misses you, and like kiss him on the face. And that thought, it brings me joy and it comforts me because I miss my baby so much. So that's it for today. As I write these thank you cards and as I move forward with my baby in grief and do these new things, this, like, my life feels like completely, I will never go back to who I was before. It's just, it's what it is. It's what it is. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for God's love. I'm grateful for his steadfast presence. I'm grateful. I'm grateful even when during those times when I'm not happy and when I'm mad at the Lord, and I keep turning my face to him. And I said I promised him that I wasn't going to walk away from him, but that I would keep turning my face to him in all of the rawness of my emotions. And he's always there. He's always there. Oh, thank you, Father. I love you so much. Can you please give Josiah another hug and kiss for me? Amen. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Like, share, I guess. I don't know. Right now, this is more for me. Although I really do hope that people are getting something out of this, the 5 people that have subscribed to this channel. God bless. Bye.